What did you just call me? I think that improvisational mindfuckery with entitled assholes seems to be my secret superpower. I've been holding on to several stories for many years with nobody to tell them to, and now here's r/petty revenge and I get to share them with Reddit. This happened about 25 years ago, back in the days when we rented videos from Blockbuster and had to return them in person by closing time on day X or O fines. So it's 9:50 p.m. on the night my videos are due back, and I realize, oh shit, I have 10 minutes to return these or I'll owe hella fines. So I grab the videos and the car keys and race down to Blockbuster. Scene. It's a small commercial stretch of several blocks in a mostly residential neighborhood, and most of the businesses are closed by 10 p.m. So basically, the street is deserted. Very few people, tons of parking spaces available. I return the videos, get back into my car, and because I live in the opposite direction, I check for any other cars, see none, and pull a U-turn. As I'm completing the U-turn, I see car lights flashing behind me, and there's a car on my ass. I have no idea where this car came from. To this day, I still don't know, but whatever. So off I go. I stop at the first stop sign. The guy's behind me. Think nothing of it. Driving down the next block, I get the impression his lights are flashing, but that happens if you go over a bump, so I still don't think anything of it. We stop at the stoplight. He's still right behind me. Light turns green. We proceed down the next block. His lights flash again. I'm beginning to wonder what's going on. Am I going too slowly? Does he want to pass me? I mean, there's no traffic in any direction. He could just pull out and pass me. I don't get it. So, at the next corner, also a stop sign, he roars up next to me on my right and yells, "Fucking cunt!" Then makes a sharp right turn and drives off up that street. I'm stunned. I don't know what that was about at all. I think back to the U-turn and I can't think that I blocked him in any way because I literally had checked for cars in both directions before doing the U-turn. Was he parked there with his lights off pulling out? Was he at the other end of the block and gunned his engine so he could pull up behind me and pretend I had cut him off? To this day, I don't know. So in that instant, I had a choice. I could drive another block to my home, or I could turn right and follow him. The brief glimpse I had of him, he was a dumpy, overweight white man in his 40s. You know how our brains apparently process a million micro-impressions a second? Well, my impression of this guy was he would never have said anything like that if he wasn't in a car and thought he could just drive away, and he wouldn't have said it to a man. I'm a woman. So I got mad, pulled a right turn and followed him. The next intersection up was a major intersection, traffic light, 3 lanes in each direction. He was stopped at the red light, waiting for it to turn green. As I approached, I memorized his license plate. I was getting more and more furious, so I went around him and pulled up next to him in the opposing lane. Rolled down my passenger window. He looked over at me with a contemptuous smirk on his face. I said, "What did you call me?" He said, "You heard me." I said, "Why would you say something like that?" He said, "You cut me off back there." I then said, "Total lie. My boyfriend is a cop." He didn't look too concerned. He laughed and said dismissively, "Yeah, whatever. Have him call me." I then recited his license plate very clearly and very slowly. Then I said, "My boyfriend's not going to call you. He and his partner are going to visit you." You know what that asshole did at that point? He panicked. He literally gunned his engine and drove through the red light to get away from me. For a second, I was worried he was going to get T-boned, but he made it through without a scratch. I didn't even have a boyfriend at the time. Anyway, I warmed myself the next few nights, imagining that fucking coward pissing himself in fear that 2 cops were going to knock on his door and give him the beatdown he deserved, and I bet he never called a random female a cunt ever again in his life.